main role of special advisors? In short, special advisors are temporary civil servants who are not required to be politically neutral. They come and go with government and often come and go with the ministers of the day. They are the buckle that links the belt of civil service with the ministers. Their main role would be considered the political protection of their minister, but they are also trusted with the management of government policy. They may find themselves writing speeches as Alistair Campbell did for Blair, or dealing with media as Matthew Taylor did for Blair. Special advisors are a relatively new addition to working at Whitehall, as they did not exist until the 1970s, and they peaked in number at 84 under Labour in the late 1990s. They cost the taxpayer approximately £5.5 million per year. The main criticisms levelled at special advisors. Considering the blurred line between the role of special advisors and the role of civil servants, the first criticism of special advisors is the undermining of the traditional neutrality of the civil service by special advisors and the difference between the advice ministers were given by special advisors and the job they have to do as ministers. For example, decisions being made by ministers were being based on how they would adhere to the media rather than the practicality of the decision being made. This meant that the accountability of the government was being blurred and civil servants were being steadily marginalised. Malcolm Turnbull, Cabinet Secretary, regarded the number and power of special advisors as sinister. For many, especially civil servants, special advisors are expensive and an unnecessary addition to the advice given by trained and experienced civil servants. Ministers have also been critical of special advisors. The resignation of Lawson over the advice that Alan Walters was giving Margaret Thatcher is a key example of special advisors getting overzealous. As Lawson said at the time, advisors advise, ministers decide. Peter Hennessy has also noted that special advisors are more destructive than constructive, and they have become a whole new political class. Cameron, Clegg, Miliband, Osborne and Balls all started their career as political advisors. Minister Gerald Kaufman described special advisors as young men and women with no experience of ever having done a proper job other than be some political hanger-on to advise sensible politicians on how to behave. If politicians pay attention to them, then they are not sensible.
And we could put a little postscript to this, that in the recent Jeremy Hunt affair, I'm glad I pronounced that correctly, his advisor, Adam Smith, took the flak and resigned, possibly because he was being destructive in line with what Hennessy was saying about special advisors.